Hello and hi everyone. Thank you guys so much for joining in. It is me, Magical Matthias, and today I have something super fun planned for you. So I have got a good friend who is about to have her debut on the Grand Ole Opry stage, which, if you don't know what that is, it is kind of the apex of country music whenever you're from the South, which I grew up in the South. And I make a lot of things for country music people, and so this was kind of up my alley. I'm going to be working on her dress later on today, so I wanted to surprise her with a mini version of her and her dress. So if you guys aren't familiar with the Grand Ole Opry, like I said, definitely check it out. But this is my friend. Her name is Charlie. I made her this custom Barbie doll in the Grand Ole Opry box. So it's got the history of the Grand Ole Opry on the back. And then inside you can see our Charlie doll. And I gave her two guitars because this one is one that she's like known to bring on stage with her with the rhinestones. Then I gave her a little hat, and this is just a guitar if she wants to take the doll out and actually play with her. She's got a stand in there too, but let me go ahead and just kind of show you some details. Get in there with the sparkle. So it's a vintage Barbie body with the Asha sculpt, I believe. And the head of a fashionista that I've just kind of customized to look a little bit more like Charlie. And then this guitar actually came with the original Grand Ole Opry Barbie that came with this box. It was from the 90s, and I love her. I still got her, but I needed this box for Charlie. And it actually has guitar strings. So here she is. She has a little ascot. There's some sparkles in there. There's actually quite a bit of sparkles. I wanted her to feel as royal and magical as possible, then some cowgirl boots at the bottom. But I could actually read this whole back for you guys because it's kind of the history of Grand Ole Opry, but I feel like I'm going to stutter. So fast forward like a minute if you don't want to hear this, okay? So on the back of the box it says, "The Grand Ole Opry in Nashville, Tennessee has been home to country music since 1925. It began on the night of November 28th when an announcer on the radio station WSM 650 on the AM dial introduced an 80-year-old fiddle player, Uncle Jimmy Thompson, as the first performer on a new radio show called the WSM Barn Dance. The young announcer was George D. Hay, a former newspaperman who labeled himself the solemn old judge." And it's pretty interesting because my great-grandfather was one of the original banjo players in the Grand Ole Opry. We all have, I've still got family members who play in it. It's like a thing if you're from the South, you got somebody in there. The new show flourished. As Hay recalled it in 1928, the Barn Dance followed an NBC network radio program on Saturday nights called the Music Appreciation Hour. One night, Hay announced, "For the past hour, we have been listening to music taken largely from grand opera, but now we will present the Grand Ole Opry." The name stuck. So that's super amazing. I listened to it every week with my grandmother. She played it throughout the house. Crowds of people who came in the studio and stood around the corridors. WSM moved the Opry to various locations around town, finally settling on the Ryman Auditorium in 1943. Located in downtown, the Ryman was Opry's home for 3 decades. Until 1938, the music was mostly instrumental. Then a young man from East Tennessee named Roy Acuff stepped on the stage with his Smoky Mountain Boys, with songs such as the Wabash Cannonball and the Great Speckled Bird. Singin' found its place with the pickin'. Soon singers such as Bill Monroe, Ernest Tubb, Hank Williams, Little Jimmy Dickens, Patsy Cline, Grandpa Jones, and Kitty Wells were regulars. Through the years, other great performers joined the elite group who could call themselves Opry members. The Opry said goodbye to the Ryman Auditorium on a Friday night, March 15th, 1974. This time, the destination was the Grand Ole Opry House, a 4,400-seat auditorium that was to become the centerpiece of Opryland USA's entertainment resort. The next night, President Richard Nixon joined Roy Acuff and the entire Opry cast on stage to dedicate the Opry's new home. Take country music's greatest legends, mix in today's with biggest superstars, add the hottest new voices on the charts, and you have the world-famous Grand Ole Opry. So come be a part of the next performance at the Opry House, or sit back and enjoy the live Grand Ole Opry broadcast on a clear channel, WSM AM 650, Friday and Saturday nights at 6:30 p.m. through 12 midnight. It's Saturday night, blah, blah, blah. So it says when they have, I don't know if they still actually do it, but I remember we could watch it on TV. It was more difficult to watch on TV, and I truly like didn't even know that it was like a real place. It was like Hollywood to me, but looking back, it wasn't. So it was just something very magical. But I'm so happy for Charly to finally be getting that amazing moment on the Opry stage. And so I'm so glad that I was able to make her something small and sparkly and, oh, I love the sparkles. Something small, and just for her to remember that moment forever. But yes, I would love to hear from you guys. Have you ever heard of the Grand Ole Opry? Do you know what it is? Do you like country music? I would love to know. So yeah, just put it in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Magical Matthias out.